Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trimmed with purple and weighing in at 147 pounds. His professional record a perfect one, 33 bouts, 33 victories with 26 knockouts, and he has captured a world title, a title never lost in the ring. Tonight he is out to repeat his victory over this opponent a decade ago in the amateur ranks and prove he is the best. From Augusta, Georgia, now fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia, the man still recognized by boxing fans as an undefeated welterweight world champion, Vernon Forrest. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red, white, and blue. His weight, 146 pounds. His professional record, also a perfect one, consisting of 38 bouts, 38 victories, including 35 knockouts, and he is recognized by almost all fans and experts as pound for pound, the best in the world today. From Pomona, California, the two-time world champion and reigning, defending, undefeated WBC welterweight champion of the world, Sugar Shane Mosley.
All right, gentlemen, you were given your instructions at the weigh-in. I want you to obey my commands at all times. Respect the bell and above all, protect yourself. Vern, this is a good shot right here. You understand that? You're perfect. Touch him up. Touch him up. God bless.
You know, Jim, some fighters over history have just had the stuff to beat fighters who were considered better. Ken Norton gave Ali trouble. Iran Barkley gave Tommy Hearns trouble. Junior Jones beat Barrera twice. You wonder if Vernon Forrest is going to be that for Shane Mosley.
I've heard that theory.
Neither fighter's that wet. They look like they've been sweating it all, so it may take a moment or two before something good happens. It's not like one is sweating and the other is not.
No, they're both dry. Good point, George. Let's see if Vernon Forrest can keep Mosley at the end of his longer punches.
The one thing about Forrest, he's got to beat Shane Mosley with something that's not obvious. The height and reach, you can't take that against a guy like Mosley. You got to do something unseen that they haven't prepared for in the gym. Using your left jab and countering all of that. This guy's like the mongoose, Shane Mosley.
Shane believes that Vernon's longer arms and longer punches will work against him because they'll take longer to get to the target and give him, Mosley, a chance to step inside and counter.
Mosley like to start off little jab, hard hooks, and make you protect yourself so he can go on and operate on you. He hasn't landed the left hook yet.
Forrest throws his right hand over the top the way a heavyweight does. But he hasn't been a big power puncher as of yet. Trying to get to Mosley's body with the left hand there. Shane blocking the left hook with his right hand.
A guy like Shane Mosley has been in the gym sparring with heavyweights, light heavyweight all his life. You can't overpower him. You just got to do something he hasn't been done to him before. He's accustomed to bigger guys. He's always been the smaller fella.
Forrest beginning to warm up. Sticking his jab, not really landing it all that often yet, but making Shane conscious of the long stick.
Both guys are going to do a lot of missing because they're not wet. Hasn't built up a sweat at all.
Mosley lands a little left hook inside and knocks Forrest back. Then you see the amazing hand speed of Shane Mosley as one of those fluid five-punch combinations just bursts out of his arsenal.
Step back, no. No punch on the break.
Remember, Shane Mosley is not into his fight until he's got in that lead left hook. till then, he's just dealing with the edges around.
Saw Mosley having to launch upward there at the taller Forrest.
Good right hand, lead right hand by Forrest.
Don't punch, don't punch.
Able to get it to the target there. And round one comes to a close. The fighters beginning to sweat. Meanwhile, Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins, two undisputed champions appearing from two separate locations next Saturday night. Jones will be fighting in Miami against Glenn Kelly, and Hopkins will be fighting against Carl Daniels in Reading, Pennsylvania. The undisputed light heavyweight championship and the undisputed middleweight championship, both on the line.
But you didn't fall for that. I seen that. Okay, but continue to use your jab, set him up with that right hand. All right, when you work inside again, continue to go to the body when you get inside. I think the right hand, when you hit him, send a message to him that he's going to really have to be careful.
Yep, I did. Use your feints, relax. Look, go with the double jab and shoot the right hand down on the body. Let's see what's happening right there, right now.
The key is stand behind your jab, champ, and keep the distance.
This guy's not going to run in on you, not early.
CompuBox numbers in round one. Forrest, by far the busier fighter, throwing 60 punches, but landing only 7. Mosley, 15 out of 36, and that big right hand that knocked Forrest back was the most effective punch of the first round.
Forrest got to understand you can't be in front of Mosley and not do something. Moving your shoulders, head, or throwing punches.
And Shane Mosley complains of a headbutt, and there's blood on the forehead of Mosley.
You're cut.
Yep, Mosley is cut at the hairline.
Accidental headbutt. Accidental headbutt.
That's what happened.
Shane, but he's okay.
That's what happened when
you're cut on the top of your head.
Forrest fought Raul Frank. He comes in head first. This is the first time we've seen Mosley with blood. Doesn't appear to be dangerous yet.
Cut is not in a bad place at all. Won't bother his vision because there will not be any swelling around his eye.
Quick little left hook inside by Mosley. Forrest looping that right hand over the top. Mosley getting a little bit more of the initiative here in round two. Momentarily switches southpaw, then comes back, gets hit by a big right hand. Vernon Forrest blocks Shane Mosley with a right hand lead over the top and hits him again. And Mosley is in huge trouble. Huge trouble. Shane Mosley's never been down in his career. Vernon Forrest caught him perfectly with a right hand.
There's a minute left to go.
Will have to use all his professionalism to try to get out of this crisis.
He has never had to deal with this kind of adversity in a professional prize fight.
And he doesn't have legs right now.
That's why I don't like calling these guys pound for pound anything until you've said the whole story, adversity.
Well, but they, you know, if he loses, then he's not the pound for pound.
If he's dealing with this adversity right, comes back, then I'll call him pound for pound.
Mosley still without any legs.
Knockdown, knockdown.
And now Smoker's going to call that a knockdown. Second knockdown of the round.
4, 5.
Mosley still in serious trouble, but the bell is going to save him in round two.
And he goes to the wrong corner. Shane Mosley in serious trouble.
Excuse me, Chief.
Move your head, Shane.
Shane, look up at me. You doing all right? You got popped a few times. You doing okay?
The head, but yeah. But Shane, you got to hold your hands up, okay? Hold your hands up. This round, move around the ring. Do you move?
the other move.
But when he gets close, you got to grab him.
Give me some more.
You got to grab him. You got to come through this here.
Now Shane Mosley calls the long right hand of Vernon Forrest the woo punch because everybody goes woo, but it usually misses. This time everybody went woo because it connected. And they're in trouble. Vernon Forrest seeing an opportunity to make the kind of statement against Mosley that Mosley made against De La Hoya. Mosley still appears to be shaken.
And you heard Jack Mosley saying to his son, Shane, you got to hold your hands up. Mosley
Once that cut occurred, that was that left hook by Mosley I've been looking for. Once that cut occurred, it changed his whole makeup. He said he was cut. He started to curse disappointment. In a boxing match, you can't be disappointed because you're cut.
This is a survival round for Mosley. He's got to get through this round if he
Catches
can.
a big left hook from Forrest. Forrest hasn't yet unloaded another one of those big right hands. It was a right hand lead that got Mosley in trouble. Forrest had landed it as a right hand lead twice before.
This is a fight. This is one I'd like to see.
Step back.
Mosley makes it through the first minute.
Don't punch, step out.
And Mosley begins to use some professional skills, grabbing Forrest as he gets near him, just trying to stay away.
Forrest is starting to push and shove, which is where you lose your knockout punch. Don't start shoving and pushing. Save that energy for your punching.
Forrest short with the right hand. Mosley ducks the second right hand. Either one of them might have finished the fight if it had landed flush.
Okay, keep him up now,
Larry, you said early on, this could be that kind of fighter for Shane.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people say Vernon's got his number.
As Norton and Ali. Could be.
No knockdown.
Slippage there for Forrest. Buys some much-needed time for Mosley.
Mosley still doesn't have his legs fully under him.
But he's thinking. The most important thing is you can think. And when you can't think, you're in trouble. And this guy can think. He's still liable to do something to you.
Well, he's landed one good left hook in the round, and now he's beginning to go back to boxing. But still, the danger lurks every time Forrest unloads one of those right hands.
Shane has got to go underneath that right hand and do something himself quick.
Mosley manages to make it through round 3.
All right, Shane.
Hey, Shane, we'll give him that round, but you won the first. Give him that one. This round, from here on, here out, boxing, get your rhythm, but you got to move your head.
You can hit with them uppercuts all day long. Use your feints now. Gotta go behind with feints now, okay? All right, there, go ahead.
Okay, now behind your jab, look for the body shot. Go to the body before.
All right, let's go back to that round and watch and see how Forrest nailed Mosley. Uppercut, left, right. Beautiful combination. And Shane Mosley is in deep, deep water. And Forrest is trying to hold him down. Now, late in the round, as Mosley flounders around, another knockdown. Seems to be together.
All that was in the second round. Then Mosley made it through the third. Now here is round 4 of a schedule 12. Harold Letterman, how do you have it scored so far?
Okay, Jim, 2 rounds to 1, 29-26, Vernon Forrest. I get the first round to Shane Mosley, obviously. Round 2, 10-7 because it's 2 official knockdowns. The third round, certainly Vernon Forrest won, 29-26, Forrest.
Very good, very good, very good.
And a lot of that is a good lesson. Warm up in your corner, in your dressing room before you come out to these fights. You can only get by so long being dry in the first round. And he never did get warmed up. Shane Mosley didn't.
At least not before he had been clocked by the right hands.
And now he's warm. For the wrong
He's in a real fight. Biggest fight of his career. Shane Mosley behind on the scorecards, down twice, first 2 times in his career he's ever been down. Let's see what he can do in responding to adversity.
He's got to do it in 3 rounds. He doesn't have to come back and do it all in 1 round. Don't get even in 1 round. Take yourself 3 rounds. Get on top of this guy. Take control of the fight. Throwing the haymakers, that's not the way to get back into this fight. Punching by Shane Mosley.
Now he starts to go back to combination punching. And Forrest needs to remember that he came in here to box too. Uppercuts are working beautifully for Vernon Forrest. Another right uppercut stunned Mosley again. And those right hand leads are painting Shane Mosley.
So one thing that Shane Mosley was not prepared for tonight, uppercuts. Uppercuts. That's cost him the first knockdown and is continuously hurts him.
Mosley lands a right hand across the top. But Shane still seems to be trying to get back into the fight with 1 big punch instead of a series of combinations.
You've got to take your time and do it in a matter of 3 rounds. You got 12 rounds to work. Don't get back into the fight with 1 shot.
Very good.
Make this tall guy bring his head down a little to you. Every time Shane is throwing the shots, they're a little too high. Make him bend down. Go to his body.
No question, Vernon Forrest in the early going has been much stronger and much quicker than Shane Mosley anticipated he would be.
Step, guys. Step.
And we remind you, as Shane Mosley works through trouble here, both Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins will appear next Saturday night here on HBO's World Championship Boxing. Jones fighting in Miami, defending the light heavyweight championship against Glenn Kelly. Hopkins fighting in Reading, Pennsylvania, defending the middleweight championship against Carl Daniels. So be with us then to see which of those 2 fighters will step up with a big performance.
Uppercut or hook it back with the right hand. Shorten the punches up a little bit. Sometimes you come in a little bit.
You understand?
Okay.
Keep your hands up. Continue to work the jab.
Move the hips.
How you feel?
Feel all right.
You feel good? You're not getting, excited or nothing. Too overexcited. I want you to relax, Shane, like you always do.
Okay.
Get into the rhythm. That's what you have to do. You got to change the
Let's go, Ronnie.
Yeah, Jack Mosley pretty calm in that corner, still showing confidence in his son, the fighter. Maybe that will help to settle Shane down. Round 4 was close by CompuBox standards. Mosley 13 out of 41, Forrest 17 out of 50, and with an edge in power punches.
Forrest, waist is too high. Mosley can't get his jab going. He can't touch his head with anything good consistently. It's causing big problems. Forrest is in control of the fight. Now he has to make certain he keep control of it by not bending down at all.
Shane Mosley is a tremendously effective body puncher when he's at his best, George. If I were trainer-manager Jack Mosley, I think I'd tell my son to focus on the body for a while.
This is where his focus should have been from the first round on. Just believe he can knock this guy out.
The more Shane headhunts against the taller fighter, the more opportunities he provides to Vernon Forrest.
You gotta focus on Vernon Forrest's chest. Don't jab for his head. His head will be there in a minute. Forrest has got to make certain that he stays up high. Rain the punches down. Don't go down with them. As those body shots that causes the bleeding now.
You heard Forrest's trainer, Ronnie Shields, trying to get his fighter to focus on boxing between rounds, and Forrest sets up a vicious left hook to the body with another right hand lead upstairs, and lands another right hand lead upstairs.
Now Vernon Forrest is playing into Shane Mosley game now. Leaning and pulling and all of that. You don't want that. Keep your height. Keep your reach. Stay ahead on the points.
Shane Mosley has never been hit this much and this cleanly in a prize fight. Brand new experience for him. And now Mosley beats Forrest to the punch and momentarily stuns Vernon.
Watch your heads, watch your heads. Watch your heads. Don't punch, don't punch, don't punch. Step, step. Don't punch, step, step, step.
If Mosley wanted to box at range and try to stay away from accidental headbutts, he doesn't have that luxury anymore.
No,
he's got to go inside.
He's got to go in and take some rounds back.
Step back, step back.
Moses got to stay close and take some of those rounds back. And he's got to do it in a straight out open fashion so the judges can see it's been done.
Don't punch, step out. 5 seconds, 5 seconds. No.
Work beside the legs with this.
I got him.
Shane, this is the 5th round.
6th round.
5th round coming up, and 6th round coming up.
6th round.
That's good you know that.
Hold this out, man.
Hold it out. So hear this. This man, this title can slip away from you if you don't work your jab, some straight jabs. The hooks are, this blocker knows he's got his hands up, so you got to work some jabs.
Okay.
His body to the head, throw some straight right hands, some 1-2-1s. Okay. And when you get inside, don't let him push up against the ropes. That's what he's doing, throwing you off balance.
Okay. We've been working on the old count.
And stay behind the jab.
Give me a deep breath,
You
let
just
him out
touching
slow.
him with jabs. Get us some hard jabs in there, okay? And when you're in close, don't just tie him up.
Time. Got to clean up. Vernon corner. Neutral corner, Vernon. Neutral corner.
This benefits Shane Mosley, I can tell you that.
And that's why the ice is spilled in Mosley's corner, isn't it?
Good reason.
Time in.
The old intentional, unintentional ice spill. Through round 5, Vernon Forrest is landing nearly 40% of his power shots against Shane Mosley. Previous Mosley opponents throughout his career landed around 20%. So this is a whole new experience for Shane, getting pounded by power punches through the first 5 rounds.
Don't punch. Step out.
Shane has got to put his left foot on the opposite side
Watch your heads inside, guys.
of Forrest's left foot. Can't keep it in the middle if you want to get that right hand because you don't have the luxury of the height advantage. Put your left foot on the outside of his left foot.
So that he's fighting him more at an angle from the right.
That's right. He can't duck and hide from those. As long as Shane Mosley's left leg is in the middle like that, he's got the disadvantage. He's at a disadvantage.
Step back.
Shane determined to follow his father's instructions to throw more jabs. Vernon moving to his left and then back to his right, looking for another shot with the right hand.
His father recognized that his left hook didn't have any effect on Forrest. Didn't have any effect at all, which is why he should have gotten off with it earlier.
Step out.
The long and short of it is, the longer guy isn't letting the shorter guy get into any kind of a rhythm of what he likes to do.
That's right.
Don't punch, don't punch. Step out, step out.
Forrest is starting to bend down just a little bit now.
Almost caught Mosley with another one of those uppercuts.
But the good thing is that he's bringing his head down a little closer to Shane Mosley's hook.
Don't punch, don't punch. Step, step. Step out, step out. Let him out, Vernon.
When you get into the ring with a guy who's as good as you realize that, then you got to do something. You got to do something. You got to fight. He's met his equal. Maybe it's the styles, but this is his equal. This guy believes that he's his equal.
Right hand lands for Mosley. Forrest comes back with two right hands of his own. Both are short. The third one finally lands.
Bell, bell, bell. So
Halfway
far,
through the
it's
fight.
been an easy fight for Vernon Forrest.
Monday night at 10 p.m. Don't miss the premiere of Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. Among the stories, it's betting season. With the Super Bowl a week away, the Las Vegas sports books are at their busiest. We go behind the scenes to reveal the factors considered in setting the line for major sports events. Also, do religious beliefs unify or divide professional sports teams? A look at the increasingly prominent role religion plays in professional sports on Real Sports. Nothing is out of bounds.
You're turning, right? Now look, use the feint, step to your right sometimes, but keep the jab going, okay? Is that in your eye?
And keep him turning, you hear me? You're boxing good. Keep him turning, you hear me? Don't let him get set.
When you get close to this guy, use your legs.
Cut the head. Okay, jab to the body, jab to the head, set that right hand up.
Well, you heard George Foreman talking about Mosley's need and responsibility to try to win some rounds and get back into the fight in round 6. Mosley only threw 29 punches. Forrest threw 79. It appeared to be another round easily won by Vernon Forrest, and we're getting close to the point at which Mosley might need a knockout to hold on to his welterweight crown. Harold Letterman, how do you have it scored?
I agree with you 100%, Jim. 59-53, 5 rounds to 1. Vernon Forrest. You know, Jim, Shane Mosley is in a position I don't think he's ever been in before, and that is he's got to play catch-up. He's given up a tremendous amount of points on the scorecards. I mean, I don't think he's won a round since the first round. Obviously, the second round, he lost 10-7. If he doesn't start winning some rounds, Jim, there is no way he can win a decision.
Tell you what.
Body punch. Mosley to the side.
Mosley to the body, yep. And stepping to the right side is pretty good.
Important punch. You got to go 3 to the body. 3 right hands to the body. And then that 4th one got to be upstairs.
Don't punch, don't punch, don't punch. Hey, hey. Don't show me that. Both of them, okay? Come on, let's go.
The whole pound-for-pound thing is mythical anyway, of course.
Too mythical.
By and large, we don't expect them to fight each other, but I'll tell you what, George. If things keep going this way, there'll be a new entrant in the pound-for-pound sweepstakes tonight, and his name is Vernon Forrest. His name hasn't been up there before, but here's an unbeaten fighter dominating Shane Mosley so far.
Mosley still trying to haymaker. You just got to take your time. You go to the body, 3 right hands to the body, and then you bring the right hand upstairs. Don't just do it. Do other things first. Forrest is well prepared for this fight. Studying tapes.
You know, usually Shane Mosley looks like a man playing speed chess and being 2 or 3 moves ahead of his opponent. But he's not playing any kind of chess here, much less speed chess.
He's gotten in the ring with someone equally as good as he is.
And someone who's fighting a very patient fight.
When you stare at a mirror and yourself in the mirror. You just got to think of other things to do. See your own self over there.
All right, hand by Forrest. And a psychological statement from Forrest to Mosley at the end of round 7. Another round seemingly won by Vernon Forrest.
You got to move out the way, come on, man.
Shay,
You got to open up, John. You got to open up.
save energy for the end of the round. That's why I had you to jab him to the body, jab him to the head. Set the right hand up, but you can't reach, okay? So, but you still got to be on your toes a little bit. You still can't follow him around. You understand? But you got to keep your hands up. You're doing a pretty good job moving your head, but you got to start keeping your hands up a little bit.
Now remember, pop, 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 pop. Nice quick shots. That's what you start doing. And keep boxing. Okay, this kid gonna start gambling now, man. He gonna start leaping. Remember what?
Having forged way ahead, Forrest is patient now and trying to make Mosley make the fight.
What a great job by Forrest's corner so far tonight. Al Mitchell and Ronnie Shields have had the right answers for Vernon from round to round, and he has followed their instructions beautifully.
I think Shields is finally coming to his own now. Corner man, he knows his stuff.
Don't punch, don't punch, don't punch, don't.
Humble man, good man, becoming a fine trainer, Ronnie Shields.
He's ahead now. For the first time, I've seen him give proper instructions.
Don't punch, don't punch. Step, 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 step.
The best fighters, if they keep fighting good fighters, eventually lose.
Good shot. Don't punch, let him out.
All night long, Shane has been trying to get that hook in. He's finally got it in.
Don't punch, don't punch.
He's going to have to keep using it to the body.
Hands up, hands
the
up.
headhunting isn't going to work. If Mosley's going to have a chance to reel this fight back in, it's going to have to be through brutal punishment to Forrest's rib cage. And Shane is still looking upstairs and still, as his father points out, reaching for the target.
But that one hook can do a lot of things as far as establishing what he's going to do.
Don't punch, don't punch. Step, step, step. Step, step, step out, step out. Don't punch, I'm here.
You heard Al Mitchell telling Vernon Forrest, watch out for the leaping and jumping. Pretty soon Shane's going to start to gamble on jumping in on you.
Don't punch, I'm here.
Mosley does have an anxious look.
Hands up, guys, hands up. Don't punch. Step, step, step.
Finally stopped the right uppercut. Mosley stopped it. Stopped it. That's important. Right. Disarm your man.
Trying to work it out. Break. Come on, guys.
Forrest is starting to do a lot of holding there.
Mosley trying to go to the body twice with the left.
Don't punch.
30 seconds to go in the round. George, let me ask you something. This fight has been all Forrest ever since the moment when Mosley was cut at the hairline on accidental butt. He's never been cut before. Would it be that so distracted him that it threw him off his game?
Threw him totally off his game. And coming into the ring, not warmed up. Put those together, but now Shane Mosley is taking control of this fight.
Step.
Maybe too late, though.
Forrest should not go to his corner thinking, I've got it won.
Forrest hits Mosley after the bell with the right hand and gets away with it.
Look. Give me a deep breath, let him out slow. Deep one, let out slow. Now, Vernon, look. Now it's gut check time right here. You understand? Look, you gotta dig this guy in the body now. All the guy trying to do is punch and stuff him out, okay? I don't know what these people are doing with these rounds right here. We got to out-hustle this guy now, okay?
These next three rounds are championship rounds. You got to win them. You got to put them body shots on.
All right, Mosley did land a good left hand in that round. Probably won his first round in a while. He has to build on that. Good left hand. of the round, that exchange.
Hold your corner, Vernon.
By box numbers, though, Shane Mosley landed only 6 out of 35 punches in that round, has landed in single digits in 6 of 8 rounds, including each of the last 4 rounds. That's astonishingly low numbers for Mosley based on his previous performances. However, Harold Letterman agrees with Larry Merchant that Mosley deserved the win in the last round. Still, he's well behind on the cards, or should be, as we come to round 9.
At some point, Mosley has taken over this fight. I don't think that Forrest corner can sit back and think you're ahead anymore. Can't think like that. You better win these fights.
That's exactly what Ronnie Shields told him between rounds. He said, we don't know what these judges are doing. You got to go out there and out-hustle this man down the stretch.
Mosley's fighting like the superior champion at this point.
Crowd here at the Garden came to see another thrilling performance by Shane Mosley.
Don't punch, don't punch.
They're stunned. They seem to be shaking their...
That right hand now.
Big right hand.
Right hand by Shane Mosley.
Momentarily wobbled to Vernon. Shane Mosley, 3 times in his career, has knocked out an opponent past the 9th round.
He will take a chance. He will gamble. Forrest is going to have to gamble back with him. You just can't sit on your lead.
Don't punch, don't punch.
Moses got heart. I didn't know he had that kind of heart.
Because we haven't seen him in this kind of circumstance.
He's got heart. He has heart. You can't back away from a tall opponent. You got to go left or right. Don't go straight back, and that's what Shane Mosley is doing. Backing up, straight back from the punches. There's that uppercut. That's the only thing that gets Shane Mosley to stop.
Double left hook from Forrest. Shown more variety tonight than at some other times in his career. Largely a jab and right-hand fighter much of the time, but tonight, uppercut, left hook, flurry of punches there.
Don't punch, don't punch. Step out, step out, step out.
This is now a desperate Sugar, not a sweet Sugar.
Two more rounds to go, Shane. 2 more rounds to go. You got to stop reaching. You got to start sliding in behind that jab.
Straight right, baby.
Okay? And when you're inside, you got to drop it down and go to the body. You got to use your legs to go to the body. Okay? You're doing good. But I don't know how close this is.
Okay.
Okay?
What do you think for Osley?
Even? Yeah, it might be even. These next 2 rounds could be meaning
You do a lot of holding.
I know it. The ref sees it too.
But a lot of holding. Every time I get ready to throw punch,
But that's okay. You still got to show that you're trying to win this fight.
He's running in, trying to act like he hit me with punches. We know he ain't doing nothing. Okay? He's trying to stay around, baby. All right, let's go. Come on, give me a deep breath. Come on, baby, let's go. Come on. Vernon, you the man, baby. Let's go. Come on.
That's the first time I've ever heard Jack Mosley tell his son Shane something that was obviously not true.
Not obvious.
Very good.
It's not all that obvious, man.
What, the notion that it could be an even fight?
That's right. It's not that obvious.
Good. Push him off.
Harold, how do you have it scored?
I don't have it an even fight. 88-81, 7 rounds to 2. Vernon Forrest. Jim, I gotta tell you, in the final analysis, boxing is scored by the guy that's standing the cleaner, harder shots, and all fight long, it's been Vernon Forrest. He's just doing more damage with his shots, no question. And to tell you the honest God's truth, as amazing as this may sound, he's got better balance. Now look at that. He comes in with a hard right hand. Mosley's laying up against the ropes. When Mosley comes forward shoulder lands his shots. It looks like he's floundering. He's virtually coming in with his head first, and his feet are in under him. Vernon Forrest landing the harder shots.
Don't punch, don't punch. Step, step.
Moses got to dig in. That's that right hand to the body that will enable him to come up to the head.
Big right hand out of a southpaw stance. Forrest unloads a big right hand of his own. Good left to the body by Forrest. Mosley flinching.
Moses is hurt. Those body shots hurt.
Hard right hand by Forrest. Mosley in trouble again. Holding on.
Mosley landed a big left hand in there, and Forrest kept coming.
And Vernon Forrest throwing vicious shots to the body, trying to set Shane up for the knockout.
Those body shots you can't recoup.
Now the danger for Forrest here is that he gets countered big by Mosley coming off the ropes.
Not much danger now because those ribs are hurting.
Mouthpiece, come on.
He is virtually doubled over from the body.
The danger is no longer there.
Come on, watch it. Put it in, come on, wash it. Let's go, don't talk to him, wash it.
It's a tremendous break for Shane Mosley.
Time in.
I don't know that it can do him any good.
Oh, big left hook by Mosley.
Step back, step back, step back.
But he hasn't been able to hurt Forrest badly all night.
Nope. Boy. When a big, tall man like that starts beating you in the body, it's almost good night, Irene.
That was some display of body punching by Vernon Forrest.
Proves once again there ain't a horse that can't be rode or a rider who can't be thrown. Nope. Everybody is beatable.
Because we're watching Shane Mosley get rode and thrown right here.
Step out, Shane, step out.
Shane's taken almost as many big shots in this round as he did in the second.
Stop.
What round is this?
10th round.
What round's coming up?
10th. Pass my bag, man. Quit getting that sad. Hey.
Mosley just got false information from the referee. It's round 11 coming up, not round 10.
He's okay.
Move around.
You're okay, Shane.
That's all right. It's all right. Yeah. I got to get a body shot. Body shot. That's okay. All right. Stuff about it. He's body shot. Okay.
Doc, get his leg. Get his leg.
Okay. Right here with the body shot. That's what I want you to do. Shane, keep your hands up. Move around.
Shane Mosley told the commission official that he was hit with a good body shot.
It was low. The shot was low. That is again, it's low.
There were 2 low blows in the sequence.
It was a low shot.
Forrest got away with them. He dominated the round, though, landing 25 out of 47 punches by copy-box estimation to only 8 of 18 for Mosley. So if anything, Forrest padded his lead.
What's left here now is to find out how Shane Mosley is going to deal with this adversity. Is he going to try to go out like a champ? Is he going to try to salvage something out of this?
Point is, he got hit below the belt, and he didn't complain. That makes him high in my book. Didn't complain. We thought it was a great body shot.
You know, there are a lot of prize fighters sitting around the ring, some of them well known, and they look stunned. It's as if to say, if Shane Mosley can get beat, so can I. This is a stunning reversal of expectations. Shane Mosley, who was so concerned about the whole world loving him, now just has to be concerned with how he deals with a man who's been the better man so far tonight.
All the way through. And Forrest still landing big power shots here in the 11th. What a great performance by Vernon Forrest.
And he's so tall that it's going to be hard for Mosley to reach up there and pull a rabbit out of the hat.
It's going to be hard for any welterweight. This is a 6-foot welterweight. He's not unlike Tommy Hearns. Nobody's ever compared him to Hearns as a punter. But looking at the two of them in there tonight, I'm reminded of the stature of Ray Leonard against Tommy Hearns. And Vernon has fought the kind of fight tonight that Hearns only wishes he had managed to put forth against Ray Leonard.
Turn around. Hands up, hands up.
Boxing and punching.
Shane Mosley, whenever he backs up, he gets the worst of it.
No knockdown.
And there's a slip as Forrest was landing the 1-2 as he went to the floor. That's where the ice was spilled.
You got to get that corner clean. Come on. Quick, I'm here. Quick, don't punch, don't punch.
Would have been terrible to see Forrest's effort come a cropper because of a twisted ankle or a torn knee. Left hook lands for Mosley, probably too little, too late.
Don't punch. Let him out, Vernon. Let him out. Step back. Pull out, Vernon. Pull out. Good.
It'll be interesting to see between rounds if Jack Mosley will finally tell his son that he needs a knockout to win.
I'm here. Walk away. That's the class one.
It ain't Shane Mosley's night.
Okay, that was a lot better than the last round. But you have to give him the one.
Nice ring.
You keep holding me, Smoker.
Yeah, take
Don't fight.
hold it a lot, man.
And you got to back him up with that jab. Vernon, this guy is just as tired as you are. You
Deep breath, hold it.
Come on.
Keep your hands up, Vernon. You understand what I'm saying?
The guy's trying to
It's
shoot
the
the
last round.
You understand?
Okay, his legs are weak. That's why he fell. Okay? So make him weaker. When you get inside, you got to drop down. You got to dig the body. You got to reach down in the heart. Don't go
You gotta gamble and hop on you. Keep your hands and keep them pushing, man.
This
Okay?
guy got a better fighter. You the better fighter than everybody knows.
Last round, man.
Can't argue.
What?
Round 12 of a brilliant performance by Vernon Forrest, who has thoroughly set down Shane Mosley, knocked him down twice in the second round, almost knocked him out, has, by our eyes, seemingly won most of the rounds. And now, let's see if he can fend off Mosley's last charge. Harold Letterman, how do you have it scored coming to 12?
Okay, Jim, 108-99, 9 rounds to 2, Vernon Forrest. I mean, I got him way ahead. The only reason I think Shane Mosley won are the first and the 8th. The only reason he won the 8th was because Vernon Forrest didn't do much in that round. But Vernon Forrest showed great balance, a hell of a right hand, and a terrific uppercut, just out-punching Mosley.
I have it 8-2-1.
Quick, don't punch, don't punch.
My guess is the score will be a little closer, but not much.
Mosley's game.
Quick, don't punch, don't punch.
Mosley's strong. He's met his match.
Quick, don't punch, don't punch. Let him out, Vernon.
Shane Mosley complained to referee Steve Smoker that Vernon Forrest has been holding him all night.
That's right.
I think Mosley's been holding Vernon too. He's had to sometimes to keep from getting knocked down.
Amen. That's been the thing that kept him in the fight, is holding a little bit.
Absolutely.
Gotta fight, Mosley.
Don't punch, don't punch. Let him out, Vernon. Let him out.
Vernon Forrest just buying time halfway through the round.
Watch your heads in there. Break. Watch your head, watch your head.
Mosley not following his father's instructions to try to hit Forrest to the body and chop him down. Instead, he's headhunting, and that won't get it done.
Well, he's got a headhunt now, Jim. You can't win with body punches
Don't punch, don't punch.
in the 12th round.
He's winning this round, if that means
Yeah,
anything.
he's winning the round, but it's too late with too little.
I'm here, turn around, turn around.
10 years ago, they met in the Olympic trials in 1992, and in what was seen as a big amateur upset at the time, Vernon Forrest beat Shane Mosley to prevent Mosley, ranked #1 in the world at 139 pounds, from going to the Olympics in Barcelona. Then their professional careers began, and although neither man has ever lost a fight, it's Mosley who has become the lights-out star, and Forrest, who is relatively obscure for someone who held a welterweight title and is still himself unbeaten. So tonight, Vernon Forrest got a second chance to prove that what happened 10 years ago was no fluke. And so far, to our eyes, resoundingly, he has done exactly that, beating Shane Mosley and giving Mosley the first loss of his professional career.
Fuck that, you won this shit, baby. They cannot take this away from me. They can't take this away from you, baby.
Raise your hand up. Raise your hand up.
What about a draw?
Oh, he'll be here.
I'd be stunned, George. I truly would be stunned.
Larry Merchant looked at me. That was crazy.
You threw him for a loop, huh?
It was that right uppercut that changed everything tonight. Wasn't the obvious.
The whole onslaught in round 2. The cut at the hairline on the accidental butt. Mosley's response, which seemed to indicate that he was shocked and thrown off by bleeding in the ring for the first time, and then the sudden vicious assault of power punches, starting with 2 right-hand leads over the top that landed flush, and then a brilliant uppercut that really put Shane Mosley in big trouble for a round and a half.
Score Mosley 1,000 for Hart. Didn't give up. Kept trying to get back into the fight.
But score Forrest 1,000 for technique and for being able to use his right hand with tremendous effect.
You score him the fight.
Yeah, that's right. That ought to be good enough.
The fight is good enough. Mosley, one brave hombre. Everything you want in the champion, Mosley has.
Vernon Forrest of Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, tell my guys I'm Mark.
Listen, I told y'all I was going to do it. I told y'all. Nobody didn't believe me, but I told y'all it was destiny. It's destiny.
Bradley,
I prayed, and I asked God to give it to me, and he did. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Prayer is good.
I think the headbutt might affect me earlier in the round, but
a left hook to the body is usually better.
You pray that you're able to get a left hook to the body.
There you go.
Both guys are good. Both guys are going to have something good to say. That's the main thing.
If Shane Mosley has been beaten tonight, it's an open invitation to the next 2 guys on most pound-for-pound lists, Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins, and you'll see them restating their cases next Saturday night. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 undefeated welterweight champions came to the mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden, and Somebodies O had to go. We go to the scorecards. Tommy Kazmarek scores the bout, 115 to 110. Melvina Lathan scores it 117 to 108. And Julie Letterman scores it 118 to 108, all for the winner by unanimous decision, the undefeated true welterweight champion of the world, Vernon Forrest.
The expected unanimous decision, and it was not close. They're friendly. They like each other. There is no grudge. And they show it there.
The original Sugar Ray Robinson, he lost a few. You can't win them all.
Even Roy Jones has a loss on his record. On his record, by disqualification, of course. Later avenged on a first-round knockout. Final punch stat numbers. Mosley landing only 103 out of 401 in 8 of the 12 rounds. By CompuBox estimate, he landed in single digits. That's just totally unheard of for Shane Mosley. And that shows that defense was part of Vernon Forrest's brilliant performance here. as he held Mosley to 29% connect rate in power punches while landing 36% of his own, including a long series of right-hand leads over the top that were right on the money for Vernon Forrest. There's a huge smile on the face of Ronnie Shields and Al Mitchell as they flank their fighter Vernon Forrest in the ring with Larry Merchant. Larry?
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations on a great fight, Vernon. Why do you have Shane Mosley's number?
Hey, first of all, Larry, I must say, I have to thank God for giving me this victory. I had a dream last night that I had won it. When I woke up this morning, I was thinking I was going to be sore from the fight. And then I realized that I hadn't won it yet, so I had to go in today and win it. So I have to thank God first for giving me this victory. I had to thank Al Heyman, my manager, Charles Watson, Al Mitchell, Ronnie Shields, Kelly.
Love you, baby.
Well,
whole team.
Thank yourself, because you did the work in there. But again, why do you have Shane Mosley's number, even 10 years later?
See, people think that speed is everything. But I know how to fight speed. You know, a jab stops speed. Real young fighters out there, anytime you fight a guy with extremely fast hands, just use your jab. That's all it takes. It's the jab that beats speed.
But it was those long right hands, the kind of punches that he is usually able to evade. Why were they landing so well?
I got a radar on it. In camp, I got it down pat. I reworked it. I worked out the mechanics on it. I had a radar tonight. It was a heat-sinking missile, and I was cracking it with it.
All right, let's take a look at what happened early in the fight when you clashed heads. It reminded us all of the Raul Frank fight. Were you concerned that it was going to be over?
I was scared to death, and again, I went for the double jab, and I went to throw the right hand to the body and come back with the hook, and we clashed in. And I apologize to Shane. I was extremely apologetic for him. It wasn't intentional. It was not intentional. We just going at the same shot.
He's never been cut, much less knocked down. Did you think that threw him off his stride?
No, it was just that right hand threw him off the stride. You know, I was on the money. I was on top of my game. I worked hard for it.
All right, and then of course you went to work on him with tell us what happened when you knocked him down and hurt him.
I think I threw a combination, and that uppercut was right on the money. And then, hey, boy, I got to give it to him. He got an extremely good chin, and he's strong. He's very strong, and I was surprised how strong he was. But again, it was my night. It was just my night.
Let's go to the second knockdown. Remind us here. Now he's floundering around the ring.
I was trying to finish him. I was just trying to finish anything just to put my hands on him, and I just caught him with a good shot. But again, he's so strong. He got back up, and I was surprised that he was able to get up off those tough shots.
At that point, did you know you had him?
Yeah, I knew it was just a matter of time. But I hurt my right hand. I hurt my right hand on his head, so I had to back up off my right hand and use my jab, my left hand more. But if I didn't hurt my right hand, it was been more. I would throw a lot more right hands.
Were you counting on him to come to you because he's the shorter guy, and therefore enabling you to do what you wanted to do?
Absolutely, absolutely. See, I got the win on him, so it was his. He's the man. So it was him proving that he was better than me, not me proving that I was better than him. And the only thing I did was let him bring me the fight.
What does this fight mean to you?
You tell me, Larry. You tell me. You tell me what it means to me. I don't know. You know, I'll tell you this. He is the best boxer in the world, pound for pound. He's the Michael Jordan of boxing. I beat him. So does that make me the Michael Jordan of boxing? I think so.
Well, there's a saying that if you beat Tiger Woods, it doesn't make you Tiger Woods.
Oh, come on now.
But do you think there should be a rematch because this is such an upset in boxing?
I would absolutely. Anytime he gave me the opportunity. You know, I told him, I thanked him for giving me the opportunity. Anytime he wanted to rematch, I'll give it to him. I grant him that. I'm a gentleman. He's a gentleman. He gave me the opportunity. I must give him the opportunity.
Thank you, Vernon, very much. Again, congratulations on a great fight. Jim, back to you before I talk to Sugar Shane Mosley.
Yeah, and let's underline the point, what a gentleman Vernon is. Before we go back for him to interview Shane, one quick question. Vernon talked about how he changed the mechanics on his right hand. And I think he's right. I think he was able to lower his elbow and throw it straighter. But how difficult is it for a fighter at this stage of his career, this far along, to actually change his mechanics and get better?
I think he was just doing a lot of talking. Mosley got pretty effective himself after those knockdowns. He was able to hold, get a little closer, land some shots, made him alter a few things. But let me tell you, this guy is the real thing. Don't fool yourself. Vernon Forrest has got the stuff. The real stuff.
As he showed. Let's go and hear what Shane Mosley has to say about the first loss of his professional career to the same guy who beat him in the amateurs. Larry?
Shane, thank you. Game, but beaten up tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Vernon did a number on me, didn't he? He's a terrific fighter. He was tall, rangy. I think early on in the round, the headbutt got me. I think I got a little dizzy first part, and then he caught me with the right hand right after the headbutt. And
well, we're going to take a look. We're going to take a look at that in a moment. Why does he have your number? Okay, show us here where the butt was, right there while he was coming in to try to land a body shot. You've never had bled before. How did that affect you?
Well, the blood didn't really affect me that much. I think it was more of the headbutt that affected me the most. You know, in the early rounds, it stunned me. I was like, boom, I felt that my legs wobble when I got headbutted, and I was like, So I tried to fight through it. Then he caught me with a straight right hand, and it kind of kept going. I had to shake my head off for like 2 rounds after him with the good right hand. And you know, I was still staggering around the ring. I just couldn't get my thing back, I guess. You know, I guess he does have my number. You know, he'd be able to get ready. Yeah, that's a terrific punch. Vernon Forrest is an excellent fighter. He put his combinations together well, and you know, he deserves to be a champion. He's great.
Somewhere around the 7th or 8th round, you ask your father, "How am I doing? How is this compared to De La Hoya?" And he told you, well, it's about the same. But did you know in your heart that you were losing the fight?
You know, truly, I felt that I was losing the fight on points. And, you know, he did a lot of things in the early rounds to get a big head start. And he wouldn't let me get back in the fight. He would do a lot of clinching, a lot of holding. Wouldn't let me get my punches off. He fought an excellent fight. He fought a smart fight. He's a great fighter.
So how big of a come down is this for you after all of the accolades, the whole boxing world looking upon you as a great fighter?
Well, you know, Larry, like I said before in my career, what comes up must come down. And, you know, tonight was my night that I lost. And, you know, all the best for Vernon. He deserves it. He never really got the opportunity to fight for big money. He deserves it. I'm happy for him.
He said he would give you a rematch. Do you want one?
Definitely. I definitely want a rematch. You see me, I'm a warrior in there. You know, I come even harder. I know what to expect from him. I probably won't fight him the same. He's a terrific fighter. What can I say?
Thank you very much, Shane. Back to you, Jim.